welcome to Jimodism Total Notary channel. We are back into From the Depth, and today I'm going to make a little video about what you need to think about to make your vehicles you have now be future compatible. Because From the Depth are changing, like the physics and a lot of stuff. We'll go through this little list here, and everything isn't set in stone and things may change. But the purpose of this little list, or this little collection of tips rather, is to make it so that the vehicles you build now will be compatible with the future From the Depth, so that you don't need to like remake everything. You can just kind of adapt them a little bit, or they might even just work as they did, kind of. So anyways, we'll just dive into this, and of course it may also help you prepare your current vehicles for the future updates, so you can kind of clean them up a little bit so they'll be more likely to work when the updates hit. And first of all, we have physics will change, drag will decrease, and this will result in the possibility of faster aircraft. However, airships and the like will be harder to keep in the air, so you kind of need to overkill the lifting force, is probably a good idea. At least if you want to have them heavily armored. Like right now you can have like a solid metal airship, and you can just have like several layers of metal armor. It isn't even hard to keep it in the air. And of course this will be adjusted so it's a little bit more realistic there. So you want to overkill the lift. And one thing that you can do to prepare for this lot is to actually get the 2019 physics settings in game. This is a setting, so you can just set it to be active, and I'll show you how to do that in like a minute. And also one thing to keep in note, that wings are not going to be affected by this physics change apparently, or so it's said so far. Which means that probably your airplanes will be fine, maybe just naturally a bit faster. You'll see. In any case, ammo processors, our beloved ammo processors, they're going away. They are going to be removed, just like that. But they will be replaced by the new ammo factory block, or sets of blocks, not sure. I don't think it's decided yet, actually. In any case, one thing to keep in note is that ammo and fuel will be purchasable in the AI. So you go into the E menu, there you can buy ammo and fuel for your crafts in the future. So that will be a thing. Just so you know, it's not total chaos. You can still like buy the resources, but I guess they will be exuberant prices, or how do you say it? In any case, ammo boxes, the capacity will increase 10 times, so you'll fit a lot more ammo than you previously were able to do. Thus, even though the ammo processors are gone, you'll still have plenty of firepower in your like crafts, but it's probably a good idea to add more ammo as for now, so that your ships now can survive a battle, and in the future they will, you know, still be able to survive. Because if you have a lot of ammo blocks now, they'll slowly regenerate ammo for free for you, and this is going away. So in the future update, that same craft will have like a lot of ammo, but instead you know, it won't regenerate, but it will be enough for it to kind of stay alive. So like basically remove all your ammo processors and add more ammo, so that your ship can survive on passive regen. That's at least the little tip I got from our personal From the Depth consultant on this channel, which is AdNecrias. And for all these kind of the list here of what I'm talking about, I've been speaking to Beastman and Lordmuck, as well as of course AdNecrias before that. So that's where like the information comes from, if you're wondering. Then there is also a lot of like public posts on the From the Depth forum that you should definitely check out if you want like more detailed info. Just putting that in there if you were wondering. Right. So like right now I understand it as it isn't like positively decided exactly how the ammo factories will be like made, but people think, we kind of speculate that they will be similar to refineries, or that's Lordmuck's guess. They will be kind of similar to refineries in that fashion. It will be a more complex and non-linear efficiency of them. And I don't know if there will be several blocks or just one block, but I'm kind of suspecting we'll have kind of large blocks like the what is it called? Fuel refineries. Like maybe not that large block, but I suspect it will be larger than just 2 block size. But we'll see. We'll see. It isn't even decided yet from what I understand. Fuel engines will change. Injectors and superchargers will basically be half as efficient as they are now, but fuel capacity for the like tanks are doubled. Turbo efficiency will be heavily nerfed to about 20% of the earlier values, but the energy consumption of energy-heavy equipment will also be decreased to match the new values. And you know, keep in mind that these like exact percentages and stuff like that may change, but that's how it looks like right now, how the changes probably will take place. Well, we shall move on, and then we have Daddy Blades. Daddy Blades, as you know, we'll stuff them inside closed spaces, we'd stuff them inside ships, we stuff them everywhere we can, because they're just free energy, free lift, free speed, free everything. And well, that little thing will probably continue, as you might have seen from my interview with Nick. And if you haven't watched that, damn it, take a look at my interview with Nick. It was pretty nice to talk with him. Any case, like the free energy will be there, but Daddy Blades will need free air above and below. They'll need like free air, like actually to be able to move this air to like output the thrust or lift. So now you'll actually have to kind of plan them in your builds, just not throw them inside there and let them be and hope that they do stuff. Because now they'll need free air above and below, or in front or behind, dependent on how you put them. So they kind of need to actually they need to be able to make sense, basically, which is nice. But they won't still require like energy or like engine power to work, because if they would do that, then people would just revert to using spin block blades instead, and then we have removed the entire reason for having the Daddy Blades, which was to kind of remove unnecessary lag. So there's that. Any case, then we also have a little change on the custom jet engines. They will get a bonus for having free space in front of it, so it can basically take in air. But they won't need to have it. But this might change. They may need to intake air when the air intake pipes for the custom jet engines are added. And it's possible that that will then be a requirement, but it's not decided. Like right now, it won't be a requirement to keep free air in front of them, but if you want to make sure you're future compatible, always have free air in front of the custom jet engines, and then will work just below, like just as before, and now they'll just still work, which is very nice. So that you can do. That's my little recommendation there, like have free air in front of the custom jet engines and you will be fine. All right, and that's like the future stuff you should plan for. Then I can just drop down a little thing that I talked about in my little mortar ship test video, And that is like the latest update. I don't know if there has been another one since I made that video, but at that time, during the latest updates, all cram cannon shells now get automatic target guidance if they fire a high arc shot. So it doesn't depend on how you set up your cannon in settings anymore. So that's like a little error I said in that video, because I said that they had to be on only high arc. And that was true before, but not anymore. Now all cram cannon shells get automatic target guidance if they fire a high shot. So even if you have a cannon that is set to prefer low, and if for some reasons shoots a high arcing shot, that will get guidance. But no, of course, if it's set on only low, it will never shoot a high arc shot. But basically, all high arc shots are automatically target guidances. That is how it is now. So that we all need to remember. Also, Steam was reworked a little while ago, and if you haven't looked at that, it is now a better, like, viable alternative in terms of like material efficiency. So you might want to look at the stats and how the Steam works. Also, it has came to my little attention there that the large chambers, for the large boiling chambers, does have a little bonus on them. So it's better to have like one big instead of many small in terms of like space used, because they actually get a bonus. So that's nice. That's basically that, I think. So like, remember that all these changes are planned changes and they may change further. So this guide is basically just to better help you prepare so that the stuff you build now will work in the future, and to better help you prepare to convert your builds you have now and made before to work in the future. Anyways, we will jump straight into From the Depth here, and I'll show you this little setting I talked about before. So what you do here is that you go to options, and on the options you go to the last little thing here. You go right there, and then you see this is the physics settings. Like, this is basically kind of default, I think, but you can set it instead to Nether settings 2019. Now you're much more prepared for the future physics changes. So if you build and test your crafts with the Nether settings 2019, you'll be much more prepared, basically. Anyways, I hope that this little video was helpful for you, and if you think it was helpful, well, leave a like and do subscribe for future videos. You should also definitely check out my interview with Nick, which I guess you know who it is. If you don't, you should watch the video, which is very interesting insight into basically everything, all questions I had about From the Depth. Also, if you have trouble to kind of get back to the game, maybe you're an earlier player, or maybe you want to get into it, I made a little Ultimate Ship Tutorial 2020, which basically gets a nice little crash course going for kind of most things you need to know when trying to start building it From the Depth at this time. So that's that. And remember that video talks about ammo processors, by the way. And of course you should probably ignore that specific tip, because it will change in the future, but it's accurate now. In any case, look at those two videos, and I'll see you in future videos, because this is Jimodism, your host, signing out.